Right. So, based on our previous discussions, we know you're into all natural stuff. And I can see where this is certainly a natural process that you're describing. But are there also any kind of supplements that you recommend to take in this program?
In the program, in I do herbs and I do herbal tinctures, and because that's what I have my training and education background. Supplements is again something that's been processed, and as you will learn in the program, is that I feel that what nature has created is usually the best for our bodies because they kind of come from the same origin. In the program, I say, I don't care where you are philosophically, and I don't want, to get into those details here. If you feel we come here by, through creation, and that's how God made things, then again, he made, things the way he made them, and that's the best form of them that they can be. Or if you're in the other school of thought and you say, hey, this is how things developed, and it's been several billion of years of trial and error to see what is the optimal thing for functioning and survival, I submit that is still a more superior, way of, would be, above and beyond of what we as part of that whole can think of intellectually and say, well, gee, we just come up with this, big innovative science thing that somehow trumps, the billion years of experience is also, somewhat, far-fetched. So my concept is that, I mean, when it comes to technical things, yeah, that's different. That is a product of our intellect, and they move forward, by the innovative thought that I just mentioned, which is all great. But when it comes to physical things, when it comes to our bodies, the way it was made and following those manufacturers' instructions is your best thing because again, that's how they were made for optimal survival, for optimal progress. And so when Western civilization took its course towards, more intellectual approach to those things, which is great, but I think it's time to correct it a little bit and bring it back to the origins. It's not that natural things don't work or don't exist. It's that while we were so busy with the intellectual, when the industrial revolution type of approaches, we totally lost sight of them, and they got forgotten and lost. And it's not that they need to be corrected on right now, they just need to be rediscovered, because what we do have in turn, or did have in terms of natural remedies, were indeed inferior, because the good ones were lost, and they were kind of put together from very insufficient, very scanty information that was there. They weren't the best. So it's not that they don't exist again, they just need to be rediscovered, not reinvented. And so going back to the herbs is kind of the ultimate going back to the origins with what we have right now, with what we understand from our modern perspective, applying what we know alongside of what's there, trying to understand how they work, what specific compounds are there, what happens in our metabolism when those compounds from herbs come into the picture. So yeah, obviously we don't junk everything we've learned so far, but we don't junk what has been there for legacies of 2000 years in other cultures and medicines either. So that's how I approach it. And to answer your question, that yes, I mean, it's a natural process to readjust your metabolism for how it should be, but oftentimes we're so out of balance and we're so far from what it should be that it can use a little bit of help, kind of like when you get so far out of balance that you get sick. you need medication to bring it
Mhm.
back to the original creation, so to say.
Right.
So when your metabolism gets way out of balance, sometimes it needs that little oomph, that little help to get back to the balance, and then it would take itself from there. So again, do you have to use them? Not necessarily, not everybody, and if you do the program without any kind of herbs or supplements involved, then eventually, just with food, the right food, I believe you will get your results, but it will take a lot longer. And if there is something that can help you on the way, I see no reason why you should use something that's safe, that is not going to create any negative, what you call side effects, or negative feelings as you go along with it. There is really no reason to not do, because it will only make your progress go faster.